Hi, everybody. It's Pam Beitzel at Realty Executives Arizona Territory. I am with the Beitzel team, and I'm here to give you another tip on how to, this time, buy effectively in a seller's market. I've been speaking throughout the past months and even years now about the fact that we are in a seller's market here in the Prescott area. And that's really true for a lot of the country as well, where we are seeing more buyer demand than there are homes to fulfill that demand. So I know that some of my buyers are so frustrated. They're out of state. They're having to maybe kiss a few frogs as they jump on homes, thinking and hoping that they'll be the right ones, only to find that they don't inspect so well and they have to cancel. Or maybe there are other buyers who fell in love with properties that were absolutely perfect, but they lost out to other buyers. So today I'd like to give you a few of my tips on how to buy effectively in what is a seller's market. So let's take a look at a few of those. How to buy in a seller's market. The first thing is to know your readiness. Getting the home you want in a seller's market depends on your ability to move quickly when the right house appears. So know the answers to these questions. Do you have to sell to buy? If so, have you found a listing agent? And what time frame do you have to sell? If you have to sell to buy, you might want to wait a little bit to at least get that home under contract, or at the very least get it listed. How will you pay? Will you have cash or do you need a loan? And are you ready now? A month from now, 6 months from now? It's really kind of not worth shopping too hard if you really can't buy for 6 months or even 3 months. If you're ready to go now, though, you need to be able to jump. So know the answers to those questions. Next, get a good agent. You want someone who's working for you, who knows what you want, what your needs are, and what your time frame is. You don't want to have to scramble to find someone to represent you at the last minute when you see a house you love and you have to call the listing agent because you don't have anybody representing you. So get a good agent now. If you see something you love, that agent can check it out quickly for you if you're out of town. I do. I'll take a call from my buyers and they say, Pam, we love this house. Will you go see it? Will you do a video walkthrough? Will you do something for me to make sure that I like it in case I have to make a sight unseen offer? But don't expect that agent to be on the hunt for you if you're not ready to buy immediately. Why? Because they have other people who really are ready to buy immediately that they're working for. That agent has a lot of clients. So you have to communicate when you see a house you want or when you're planning to come to town to shop. Please give us notice. Don't expect us to just be waiting for you to show up. We're busy and we want to be able to give you good service. So do give us a heads up when you're planning to come to town, and do notify us when you found something that you really like. 3, get pre-qualified with a lender. Give yourself time to get some lender recommendations and to interview lenders. Ask about fees. What is it going to cost you to get a loan? Look into the experience of others through their reviews or whatnot. Find out how much you qualify for so that you're shopping in the right price range and not wasting anyone's time. You might be shopping too low. You might be shopping too high. So you want to be sure that you're really ready to strike while the iron's hot. Make sure you know exactly how much you want to put down. Let your lender know your timeline so they can be ready fast with a pre-qualification when you need it. Next, and this is probably one of the most important things, negotiate to win. Understand that in a seller's market, a buyer is at a disadvantage. You might have to concede more in a seller's market than you would in a buyer's market. You'll likely have more competition and you might have to pay top dollar to get what you want. So be clear to your agent about what's important to you and what you're willing to give and where you're not willing to give. A good creative agent will find ways to make your offer strong without it costing you more. We might work with time frames, offering a short escrow to a seller who's really eager to get out or has a vacant house, or a long escrow for people who need more time. You might offer a little bit larger earnest money. A good agent's going to protect that for you. Or you might offer it to be non-refundable at some point. You might talk to sellers about doing rent backs or long escrows to accommodate their needs. And certain things that are small can be negotiated, like appliances or home warranties, to make your offer strong. Finally, if you're competing with people, sometimes I've seen where a personal letter is the thing that really turns the tide in your favor and makes all the difference. If you write a personal letter and they have 3 people to choose from, and you put an emotional human being behind your offer, they might be more likely to go with you. Lastly, and this maybe is the hardest thing to do, everybody, be patient. It's frustrating, it's hard, but you're going to have to be patient. In my experience, I've learned that when the buyer is ready, the house will appear. When the time frames are right, the house will show up and everything will fall into place. So be patient. That's my advice for all of you. Thank you so much for listening to me tell you today about my tips on how to buy in a seller's market. And I look forward to seeing you again next Friday for another free tip. Take care, everybody. Bye.